You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it.
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey, welcome back, folks, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Will Dog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
I look ready for the grill. I've been marinating in a playoff knowledge for a whole day, and I am ready to be tossed on the grill.
I love it. Well, let's fire up the burners, and let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
It still doesn't feel real.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. It is
so
Victory
weird.
Tuesday. It just feels so weird.
We didn't win the AFC West. We're just a wild card team that knows 2 weeks
in advance
before the season's over.
There's only one spot in the whole AFC that's up for grabs.
Only one. We've pissed off so many people Monday night. Like
You're
I can't even
welcome.
the amount
You're
of fan bases
welcome.
that were just like, wow, look at the powder blues. They look so awesome. They're ruining my life. And I'm just sitting there like marinating in it, baby.
Yeah.
Get used to it, folks, because we ain't going anywhere.
No way.
Obviously, lots to talk about here, folks. Big episode. Talking about the Chargers being in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
We've got a awesome Bolt insight, a very familial Bolt insight, and an Ask Boltfam lined up here for you, folks. Let's waste no time. Let's start off here at the top, looking at the playoff picture. The picture that is the playoff right now. Buffalo, number 1. Kansas City, number 2. Cincy, number 3. Jacksonville, number 4, currently.
Weird.
Baltimore, number 5, clinched. Chargers, number 6, clinched. And Miami holding on to number 7. So it's
For dear
Jacksonville
life.
and Miami are the question marks here in the future. Don't know
Right now,
what that's really
right
gonna
now
be.
we're matched up with Cincy.
Right.
And
Which I don't hate.
Hey, what happened last time we played the Bengals and Cincy?
We had a pretty good time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Smacked those boys around.
I know
Yeah.
we said we wanted to be the 5th seed, but the 5th seed, if they win, they go play Buffalo in Buffalo. So with a team that's on a bye, right? Isn't that how?
it restructures. This doesn't stay set. They play the lowest remaining seed. So we could still end up in Buffalo if we're the lowest
All right,
remaining
I take it
seed.
back. I want to be 5th seed. I'm full send 5th
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to be 7th, because if we win, then we are 100% playing Buffalo. So
Right.
Yeah.
if we can get a little bit high, can you take me higher?
Yeah,
Can you, Chargers? Can you take me higher? So
let's go to
it is still unreal that so many things had to happen,
Yeah.
and they did. And the top it all off, Chargers winning handedly.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about it on the instant reaction. A 3-score win, 17 points. Didn't
boys.
allow a third down. Didn't allow a touchdown.
And we're like freaking. I went on YouTube last night. I was just looking for some like reveling in like Charger awe and how great we are, and we're getting healthy, and
None
we're a
of it.
scary team.
Yeah.
None of it, dude.
Where's the run game? They don't have a run
Yeah.
game.
Oh, they
We
don't have
just
a run
ran
game.
for 2 touchdowns. What the were you watching?
Herbert
I
hasn't
know what I
won
was
a
watching.
playoff game. They're averaging 20 points over the last 3 games.
It's
Like, come on.
no.
It's all right. They're not going to throw us bones. That's why I have bones for you guys, and I have bones for all the listeners.
We'll be the
just throw
bones.
each other bones.
Yeah, we'll be the bone squad.
we'll be your bone
bone
dogs.
thug. We'll be the
Yeah.
bone thugs here.
Bone
And we're in
thug,
harmony,
thug,
too.
That's right.
We are the bone thugs in harmony.
That's
Eat
right.
up.
It is just, it won't feel real until the playoffs actually happen, until
Yeah.
we know, like, all right, who's set in all these places. And if
Right.
that happens by next week, great. If not, it's fine. Like,
Right.
Totally fine.
totally fine. Because we're going to be comfortable in
Yeah.
these next 2 weeks, because it's not going to be like, oh, God, I don't know if we're going to make it. We're in, it's there, and it feels weird. It just feels weird.
It's odd.
It feels great.
It feels
Yeah.
great. It's just
So
like,
good.
really? Like that? Okay. Like the losses that we've had and it's a lot of, like you said, Kyle, it's the chatter. It's the people that are like, yeah, but, and it's like, no, yeah, but we're in the playoffs.
But me.
Get that yeah, but out of here. Like
3 weeks ago, we were sitting at 6-6.
yeah.
Like, let's rest Herbert. The season's over. Fire everyone.
We
had a whole bunch of questions like draft picks. Are we talking about draft picks now? I'm like, not yet. Stop
That's
it.
where we were at 3 weeks ago. That's where the fan base was.
Yeah.
We stayed shamelessly positive. We come out with 3 big dubs in a row, and now we're already clinched playoff spot right now, boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
3
And
weeks.
there's still yeah buts out there, but that's not what we do here at the Charger Chat. We
Don't
stay
yeah butt me.
shamelessly positive.
But this.
Looking at some of the things that have happened on Twitter, some of the awesome tweets. This was awesome. I couldn't believe this this tweet. OptaStats tweeted out, the Chargers are the only NFL team in the last 40 seasons.
40. Were any of you alive 40 years ago?
Nope.
This
I
was
was
before
negatory,
we
good
were
buddy.
I was -2, brother.
Yeah. We were nothing but thoughts. In the last 40 seasons to notch over 7 sacks, 7+ sacks, 3+ intercepted passes, and holding your opponent to under 175 total yards and allow no third down conversions in a single game.
Dominant.
Okay. So so a lot of people are saying the Colts are just that bad. Okay. Okay. They weren't great offense. But what we did to them negates that argument.
Right.
We handled them
the
whole game and created a stat that is now 40 years.
40 years old.
This has happened.
And the Vikings, who everyone's obsessed with as a Super Bowl favorite, gave up 33 points in 1/2 to that same
to the
team.
previous week.
The same team, they gave up 33 points in a half. We gave up 3 in an entire game.
Granted, different quarterback, but I would say Foles had a couple good throws on us that Matt Ryan wasn't making.
I don't think
game.
Nick Foles is that much worse than Matt Ryan. He's not
I don't
better,
either.
but I don't think he's that much worse.
No.
So I don't like the but this is red.
But that's what's different. That's what feels different. Is this team? That's a bad team, and we made them look bad.
We didn't play down to them.
Right. In the past, it's like the Texans of last year. It's like, yeah, that's a bad team, and we let them hang around.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you can't tell me any Colt fan thought that they had a chance at one point in this game. Maybe the first quarter for a little bit, but
maybe
there was nothing to be excited about with what was happening on the field for the Colts.
Yeah,
Not
by
at
the
all.
second touchdown, you got to know it's done.
over.
Yeah. Go home.
Go home.
Go home.
But I am home. We'll go over there.
Go
Get in the corner.
warm up the car. I don't know. It's cold outside. Let's see. Tom Pelissaro tweeted out, Charger safety Derwin James won't be suspended for the hit on Colts wide receiver Ashton Doolin that led to James' ejection Monday night. Per source, James could still be fined.
All right, let's dig in. We talked a little bit excited about this and our instant reaction. What did you guys think now that you've had a day to simmer and marinate in that Derwin James hit? You've heard all the analysts talk about it. What are our thoughts and feelings right now?
It wasn't a helmet to helmet. That's what I hear a lot of like Chip and was it Skip Bayless was like, it was clearly a helmet to helmet. It wasn't
the worst.
He led with his helmet at the neck or in that area and hit him in the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
That's what he did wrong. And a lot of players are saying he shouldn't have been kicked out of that game.
Right.
But he did concuss himself. Like he took a knee and was wobbly. So he wasn't coming back anyways. So basically this is a moot point in that sense. It's just going to cost him some money. That's what it is.
Yeah. Here's what I want to prevent is people thinking that Derwin James is by any means in any way a dirty player.
He's not.
He's not. He's the farthest thing from a dirty player. That's a bad quarterback throwing to the flat against cover 2 with an all-world Pro Bowl safety that's trying to make a big play.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Derwin James is. He's a walking highlight reel. He wants to make a big play every single play on the field. So if you give him that opportunity, he's going to try to make a big play. Yeah, he should have got his head out of the way. we're talking split second decisions here, boys.
Yeah.
Like it's so minuscule, the opportunity that he had to try to make a decision and get out of the way. He did lead with his head. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was malicious. He was trying to make a big play and separate the guy from the ball, which everyone's trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. There's a difference between a mistake and intending to really do some damage to somebody, especially with a helmet-to-helmet hit.
Right.
If the guy, if Derwin's not expecting him to turn in, he is trying to just take the guy down, just to make it a clean tackle. But if the guy's going to turn and all of a sudden my helmet's there, there's nothing that you can do. When these guys are hurling their bodies at each other and having to make split second, like, I got to alter my trajectory within half a second. It's just not possible, especially with somebody like Derwin James, who is just giving it 100% ferocity on a play like this. Like there's no breaks on
the
on
flip
a play
side,
like that. Yeah.
Let's say that's Keenan Allen receiving the ball and a Colts defender launching at him.
I want him out of the game. Kick him out. Fine him.
Well,
2 days. I want 2 games on his ass.
Never play a game again. Honestly, let the cops show up. That's assault.
Arrest him. Arrest that man.
Arrest him.
Arrest that man. Stop the game.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. No.
Yeah.
You're upset about
I'm
obviously
half
the
kidding,
player
though.
getting
I'm
hit.
pretty
Yeah,
serious
exactly.
about
Yeah,
it.
we're
Kind of serious.
Yeah,
kind of serious, but at the same time, like if somebody was like, no, he didn't intend to do this. Watch this play. This is the reason why. If you'd calmed me down, then you're like, okay, well, I get it. I'm still upset that it happened, but I get it.
It is old school football though, dude. Like if you watch football 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like that was
That's
a normal
every play for Rodney Harrison.
That's a highlight reel.
That's what he did, dude. Like that was what football was. If you try to run around them like in the middle of the field, you were gonna get hit so hard that you wouldn't think about running that route. Like you'd punish them to where they wouldn't run that route.
Right.
That just doesn't exist anymore. And I think this was just
a different game.
This was Derwin James being in the red because he had 2 games off and he saw how his defense was playing and he wanted to step up and compete with them. Yeah. And you just got a wild dog that just got the leash taken off, and it was an accident. That's what it was.
Well put. Yeah. Let's see. Kyle Van Noy tweeted out. Haven't said much to the media this year, staying low key, but I think y'all need to give some props to Staley. Obviously, we just only made the playoffs. I get that. Still got a long ways to go, but y'all was hate. And he kept us together. Injuries and all stayed the course.
Done.
Amen.
Staley lifer. Done.
I have not been a non-Staley guy this whole time. Like
people get frustrated. All of us have been all in on Staley.
It's just people get frustrated and they just want to throw it under the bus. I get it, but listen to the players. Like they're experiencing it. Like we see it.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm glad. I'm excited for his first opportunity as a playoff coach and see what he does. And who knows? This could be a wild couple months.
Yeah. It really could be. And that's the thing that, the talk this year was, okay, all teams deal with injuries. You got to overcome that. You got to coach better than that. Well, guess what? We were the most injured team. We coached these guys into the freaking playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it, guys. Yeah. All right. So,
and I don't care if we beat bad teams. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We beat bad teams when we were hurt, and now we're beating good teams when we're healthy.
Right.
And we used to lose to bad teams all the time. Right. All the time. So that didn't happen this year. We're not playing down to the competition and underneath the competition like we have done in previous years. So we eked out a lot of wins, guys. That we were a lot of one, but we still, I don't give a shit how that happened. We still got the wins, and now we have our ticket to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And now Joey motherfucking Bosa is coming back. Rashawn Slater might be coming back. Like this is come on, boys. Those first 2 weeks, what we saw with all that squad on the field. Come on, that's chef's kiss. They're healthy. They're fired up. Take the leash off those dogs. What are you looking at?
This is what I want to see right here. The Godfather. Come on. Come on.
Kiss my ring.
Come on, Joey. Come back.
Come back to us, Joey. Again, the team is there. The coaches overcame all the injuries that we endured, and we got the wins. No team is perfect. There's no team going into this playoff situation that has got a perfect record. Even the Chiefs lost to the Colts. All right. Let's remember that. The Chiefs lost to the Colts. Again, a Matt Ryan led Colts, but still, we beat them 20-3. Not a problem.
All day.
Moving on.
Chiefs schmees.
Let's see. Looking over now at the coach. Some quotes from his presser on Kyle Van Noy and his leadership.
My boy.
Staley said, it has meant everything to us. Definitely one of his best games last night. Just kind of a vintage Kyle Van Noy game, doing a lot of jobs at a high level, running the show. He's a guy that can really connect your defenses as an edge player, which is rare because he kind of thinks like a behind the ball linebacker. He thinks like a green dot. He thinks like a coach. You can kind of see that on the tape. What I think has been awesome to see and where I think he has really improved this season is in his individual pass rush.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times, like, you see him be instinctual in his pass rush where he'll like almost slow down. He's anticipating something happening behind him or the ball coming out.
Yeah.
Whereas it feels like in the last couple of games, there's been like a, don't worry about what's going on behind you. Go get the ball. Like, we need you to be the guy to go create some pressure. And you've seen like some of those spin moves that he's throwing and like his just bull rush and like some of the stuff that he's throwing at him, you haven't seen throughout there. You've seen a more of like a controlled pass rush. Like, I know Khalil's coming on the other side. I'm going to kind of hold up the pocket. And if this guy tries to break, I can make a play underneath. It's felt like he's tried to contain the pocket. Whereas the last couple of weeks, maybe it's based on the quarterback you're playing, but he's really pinned his ears back and tried to go get the ball.
Totally.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him stepping up in these last few games, getting a sack each game in these last 3 games. Unbelievable.
I just don't remember, like, he's always so good about sniffing out screens too. Like you said,
that hit he laid this last week against the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was not a sniff out. He just laid the wood on that screen.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see, Staley, on the structure of playing time over the final 2 regular season games with a playoff berth secured, said, we're going to take that game by game here to finish out the regular season. Our plan is to continue to improve as a football team. I think that is the most important thing, that we continue to improve. And the only way you are going to do that is by competing on a case-by-case basis. If there is someone that is not right, certainly we don't want them out there if it is going to inhibit their ability to play in the postseason and play at a high level. We're just going to take that case by case. But our goal is to play really well this week against the Rams and compete at a high level.
I think the adjustment is you just get more conservative with the guys that are banged up, right? Like the Trey Pipkins dealing with his knee. Like if it starts to flare up a little bit, you shut him down. You're just quicker to shut him down than you were before you secure that playoff spot. I really think that needs to be like the only mindset change. You're not going to go into it like Justin Herbert's 100% healthy, but we're going to sit him all of week 18 just because, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, these are guys that this is not like a preseason situation where it's like, okay, let's rest our starters and figure out who's going to make it to the postseason. It's like, no, these guys need to stay fresh. They need to stay hot, and they need to, I mean, if we can win these next 2 games, isn't that going to feel better as a team going into the playoffs, having a 5-game winning streak
and you're
to finish out the season?
You're likely the 5 seed. If you can win out, you have a pretty good chance. Baltimore still has to play the Bengals. They play the Steelers Sunday night. So if you win out, you have a great chance of being the number 5 seed and in a really good spot playing against a pretty mediocre AFC South winner.
Right.
And I think the big thing too is like this offense still needs to find itself.
Yeah.
It's still 2 weeks of really trying to figure out this rhythm, figure out how they're going to start scoring touchdowns, not only in the third quarter, but all the quarters more consistently.
Odd quarters.
Yeah, all of them. I'm good. I'm okay with the even quarters, but we really need to step up these odd quarters. I just want to, that's what I want to see, man. I want to see the defense continuing to play like dogs. And I want to see this offense improve each week. I'm not expecting them to come out and put up 40 on the Rams, but I want to see them play better than they did last week. And the last game of the season, better than the previous week. Just incremental improvement, get us into the playoffs, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. Staley on quarterback Justin Herbert leading the team to the postseason. Staley says, we all compete really hard for Justin. His teammates, his coaches, we all compete hard for him. We know that it's special. We know that the quarterback, that position, and what really defines the quarterback position is winning in the postseason. His first 2 years here have been nothing short of amazing. I think that he has played well enough to be in the tournament. Certainly last year was an incredible year for us. We all know what he did to lead us to 9 wins. We fell a little bit short last year, but his play was representative of a quarterback that can lead you to a world championship, and this year has been no exception. Quarterbacks are defined in the postseason. That's how the history of this game is written, is in the postseason. Now he gets an opportunity to compete like he always does.
I got goosebumps. Like hearing
Yeah,
I literally you reading
read
that gave me goosebumps.
just gave me chills. Yeah,
I got goosebumps. Yeah, that was awesome. That's where their legacies are made, dude. Like that's just it. You can be a great regular season quarterback. Got to do it in the postseason, man. That's what people talk about. That's
Absolutely.
what they remember.
Yeah, it's what it all boils down to. I mean, half the teams are immediately done at the end of the regular season, and it's the top half of those teams that have an opportunity to make some kind of a legacy for themselves, actually make some kind of an indentation on what they are as a team. And we haven't had a chance to see that from Justin Herbert. So this is his opportunity now to turn that dial up to 11.
Let's go.
Can you imagine Justin Herbert at an 11?
No.
I mean, it's probably not too dissimilar to what we saw in that Raiders game last year. Like, now, granted, that didn't go our way, but his play was out of control. You can't tell me that Justin Herbert wasn't amazing in that game.
Yeah.
And now to get that in a playoff situation, come on.
Come on. Dude, boys, was Keenan Allen, I saw a quote. Keenan Allen, this is his 3rd postseason in his career. Is that correct? This is only the 3rd postseason.
3rd or
Keenan
4th.
Allen's career.
I think so. Yeah. 3rd possibly. He did an interview on the field, and I think he said something like that.
Imagine the fire in that guy come postseason. The switch that's going to flip.
His 10th year, he probably would have got a couple more years.
He knows it's coming down to an end. It's winding down here.
This is his opportunity, man.
Yeah.
And then finally, Staley, on if he is worried about the offense's production. I'm not worried. I have so much confidence in our players and our coaches. I think what we have yet to establish is that consistency of the rhythm of our offense and producing consistently in terms of scoring the ball. I think that we've moved the ball all year long. If you look at our yardage and stuff like that, even when guys were out, we were still moving the ball at a high level. We just haven't scored the ball at a high level this year. That is something that is important to me, understanding what it takes to score the ball. I think that is rhythm, operation, attacking, and staying away from negative plays. Whether that is a penalty, a sack, or any of those types of plays, then being able to create the explosions. I wish I could tell you that it's just this one aspect of the offense, this one person, but it's not. It's just all of us playing together and creating that rhythm and timing that will lead to scoring the football because we have good enough players. We have good enough coaches. We have to put it all together.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a team effort. I mean, you can't, you have to expect all 11 guys on the field to do exactly what they need to do and try to find some kind of break in the defense to be like, okay, like when Keenan Allen, when he was perfect on that one catch. I can't remember which one it was, but he just found the gap. Like defenders were here, here, and here, and he's right in the middle and like, boom, just get it to me. Like, just give me the ball and I'm going to catch it. Yep. And finding that rhythm, like he's talking about, because it is, because one thing that goes wrong, like, you know, one offensive lineman that doesn't take care of his guy, or one wide receiver that doesn't run the right route, or one running back that doesn't chip quite right, or one tight end that doesn't quite do it, and it doesn't work. So it is a team effort for these guys to all execute as perfectly as they possibly can for 60 minutes of a football game. And sometimes it's asking a lot. Again, seeing these guys hurling their bodies at each other, it ain't easy. If it was, we'd all be doing it. So,
and it's like the one thing about it is it's like you don't have to be perfectly in rhythm all year long. You gotta find that rhythm right here in the next 2 weeks. It's okay. Like, I understand that it's been off. You've had guys in and out. Line is still kind of up and down with allowing pressure inside. Like, let's just find our rhythm in these next 2 weeks. You go on a hot streak, you just got to win 4 games and you're Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
You know, like let's just find the rhythm right now. You don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. They don't go back and say, oh, well, you had the most points this season, so now you win the Super Bowl. We just got to find it here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Find the rhythm. Find the rhyme. Get on up. It's playoff time. Go Chargers!
You gotta have a lucky egg. Kevin's time to bust out the lucky
Time to
egg.
get the lucky egg, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Kyle, it doesn't have to be
Hang on. We need like a little Yeti or not. Egg holder
lucky
for
egg,
Kevin. Please,
like,
please make him a crocheted egg holder as a necklace.
Oh,
that
dude,
he can
I
wear
will.
his lucky egg.
I will hard boil an egg and have it ready to go for the next game.
Kevin is
You have it
superstitious enough to
tie-dyed?
make that
Oh,
work.
You know, like your Easter egg that you like dye, you get it yellow and blue, and you put a little lightning bolt on it, and you hold it in your little pocket.
I will
Has to
do
happen.
that. I'm happy
Has
to do
happen.
it.
He will.
Kevin
then I'll
is
eat
the
the
most superstitious person.
And then I'll eat the shit out of it when we win a Super Bowl.
What if it's like
Ew.
10 years from now?
I don't care. I was just sick. I'm happy to get sick again. No problem.
Okay.
You're hilarious.
8-week-old egg.
All right. Well, now let's look over at the injury report here. Let's see. Brandon Staley on Joey Bosa's status. Now, we all saw Ian Rappaport tweeted out,
Ian.
he's going to be coming back to practice. Brandon Staley said, we're going to take that on a day-to-day basis.
Whatever.
Hey, they're now day to day.
Not
That
week
is
to
not
week.
something he said about him yet.
We got that going for us.
So, hey, he may not practice. He may be on the field doing stuff on the side. That's what's the natural progression to practicing.
Just some limited. I'm fine with limited.
Yeah, tomorrow we have today
Get him
when
on
you
the
hear
injury
this,
report.
there'll
Hit
be
the 21
practice.
days.
Just hit the injury report. That's all
just
we're
hit the
asking.
button.
I just want to see
It's easy button. Just hit it.
hit the button.
That was easy.
Let's see. Coach Staley on some other injuries. We're talking about safety Derwin James' status with the concussion protocol. Staley said he is in the protocol right now. As I mentioned after the game, I thought that he was in good spirits, but he is in the protocol. We're going to be day to day with that.
So we'll see. I saw a whole bunch of photos of him in the locker room celebrating
Had
and
the
losing
Santa
his
hat
mind.
on. He was
Hugging.
ready.
Yeah, I had
I
a Santa
think-
hand out hugging Herbert.
I think he's going to be okay, but we don't know what this protocol is or what that's
Absolutely,
all
yeah.
about. So we'll find out.
It's just symptoms and stuff.
And this is one of those things, what coach just said, like player by player, game by game.
Yep.
Don't risk it. Get him healthy. If he can't play this week, he can't play
Right.
this week.
Right. Yeah, I'm anxious to see when we're talking about Rashawn Slater coming back because
That's all. I want to
obviously-
hear that news so
Yeah,
bad. I
we
wish
don't
one of
even-
these.
That hasn't even been asked yet.
No,
I wish one of these people would ask one of these like people that
Come on,
interview
Pop.
him all the questions. Like one of you guys, please ask about Rashawn Slater this week. He's getting annoyed with the Joey Bosa question. He's going to tell you.
Yeah, mix it
No
up.
one's annoyed him with the
Yeah, mix it
Rashawn
up.
Slater question yet.
That's a
Annoy
fresh-
him, please.
That's a fresh button to annoy.
Yeah, annoy away.
And then on any additional injuries following last night's game, apparently coming out of the game, the only thing to report was that Xander Horvath, fullback, had an ankle sprain.
He's a fullback. He just
Throw
spit
some
on it, throw
protein
some
on
tape.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Little
Make like
protein
a
powder.
protein
Yeah,
spit
good to go.
paste and just lather it on his ankle.
He'll heal quickly. Those
Yeah,
guys are
he's fine.
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, Xander Horvath, what an odd player for us this year. Like coming out first two games, getting touchdowns.
I want to have
and
another
has
one of
been
those. That
Just
can't,
quiet the
that
rest of the
can't be
season.
the last time he gets a touchdown. And
It's just
Can't be.
strange.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see something strange, you can go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/chargerchat. See some of the funny ass videos that we've got over there. A lot of yucks, a lot of fun times. And we might have some very special content coming up because Kevin made a promise about Chargers making it to the playoffs and us doing something that I really don't want to do.
I
But
don't either.
he's about to cash a check.
I'm
That
so
his mouth
so
made.
I'm so
His tummy
worried
is
about.
not happy about
I'm
it.
Yeah.
so worried
My
about
butthole's
this.
not happy about it.
I'm so concerned.
But we also want to shout out some of the newer Patreon members. We've got Anthony Dirty Ferdy Del Rio
Hell yeah.
and Brian Kilpatrick. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for
Appreciate
joining
you
our
guys.
Patreon. We appreciate that so much. And if you don't want to go to Patreon, that's A-okay. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we've got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in our member section and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check it out, chargerchat.com. All right. Time for the next segment here. It is Bolt Insight with a familiar face. This person might be the leader in Charger Chat appearances that aren't the three of us. So
Yeah.
let's give it up for the man, the legend.
Papa.
Me, Papa. Fasha, 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 fasha,
Daddy.
fasha, can you hear me? Fasha, fasha, fasha.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we are back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have my dad, Kyle's dad, Coach Senior. What's going on, Pops?
Hey, not much, buddy. How you guys doing? Back from Florida, I hope.
I know, finally back from the vacation and just reeling from the fact that we're in the playoffs with 2 games to spare. I always want to talk with you during these things because, like, my whole life growing up, it was always celebrating these moments or getting into the playoffs or whatever we were doing. It was always with my dad. So I was like, all right, well, this is a perfect Bolt Insight. We got to get Dad on. Do you remember the last time we got in with 2 games to go?
No, I was going to say it didn't very happen. It was back, when the Tomlinson and Rivers, they made the run.
Yeah,
the record
that's when
was
they're
off the charts.
Well, I guess the better question is when did they get in without winning the AFC with 2 games without winning the AFC West? That's the weird one.
That didn't happen, but they did when they won the AFC West 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
so that in the meat day, but since then. Since Kansas City's been on this 7 or 8 year run, it's been a struggle, right? 2018 was the latest, but I think there was 1 or 2 years before that we didn't get any at all there either. So It doesn't happen where you have any kind of air, and this is great air because it's going to get the strength of the team, as we always thought it would be all year.
It seems like that, last time we were in the playoffs, we were like declining and having to play crazy defenses because we had no players. This is a weird time where we weathered the storm and now we're kind of getting healthy when it really needs to happen.
Yeah, that's a great perspective because it is true. We would usually start off really well and then we kind of start to fade. And then it had to work out right. We had to have good games. We didn't get that far in the playoffs very often. This year, it just seems like everybody was so high on us, and then the bottom dropped out, deservedly so to a degree.
Yeah.
And then it was now it's okay. Well, well, now Williams and Allen have actually been on the field 2 games in a row together since the year started, and Bosa may be coming back. So if he was in a little bit of shape with the way Van Noy's been playing. Now you have the 2-headed beast that you've always wanted,
Yeah.
So it's then also it's offensive line as well. It's great. I mean, you're right. It's coming back to where as we start to ramp now, the season it's getting over. Whether they're 5th or 6th, I really don't care. I just do play Cincinnati as I would Jacksonville. Tell you the truth.
You don't care about the weather?
Yeah, I'm okay with the weather. I don't. I mean,
you are personally, but the boys.
Yeah, I get. Hey, if it's sub-zero on the game day, yeah.
Whenever I hear Cincinnati playoff game, you can't not think of the Freezer Bowl. You just can't not think of it.
Well, I know. Well, I'm thinking it's not going to be that way because we just had the Arctic blast or polar bomb or
whatever that was. Yeah, maybe it'll warm up a little bit.
It can't get that bad again.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's absolutely. I mean, the higher the seed, the better, just in general, and then also the potential for a home game.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
But that would be fun. But I think now it's fun because you guys got season tickets. It'd be great, right?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. But I want to get your opinion because it's so fun to see this defense become what we all thought it was going to be. And they're doing it with like Derwin getting ejected. The guys are stepping up and the defense looks great. Super great. The offense is kind of the question that, last season, it's a total flip. Last season, it was like offense can do everything, do anything they want all over the field. This year, it's a complete 180 of like trusting the defense and not sure what the offense is going to do. What do you think we need to do to get the offense ship-righted so we can be a three-headed special, offense, defense, special teams going into the playoffs?
Well, the special teams has been the major surprise for me. I haven't seen a special teams yet.
Dicker the kicker, done. Yeah. Sign him. Lifetime contract.
Even with the drop that Carter had, you could tell he was surprised by it, and that's what I look for. I look for that just shouldn't happen. It's just like Justin Herbert throwing over Allen in the end zone. You just kind of go, what was that? That didn't just happen. Did that just happen? And that's what that Carter fumble looked like. But it was just, they've been doing great all year, and it's, right where you need it to be, where you almost go up and get a drink of water while they're kicking or whatever's happening.
I don't care anymore. I literally, Dicker can do whatever he wants. I'm, doing something else. I used to be like, oh my God, I can't look. And now it's totally different.
I know. It was that way. Well, I always look for something to happen, whether it be a block punt or a fumbled punt return or a missed field goal from 42, or it was just what happened. But it seems like that's all straight. It's fantastic. The defense, I think that because they were down, they were getting run on early. They could do that, but I think the changes they made, I think Fehoko stepped up big time. I didn't see him as being, that dominating. It was. I know I sent you guys that article they wrote about that dinner with Khalil Mack started.
Yeah,
but that was one of the funny things is when he said, Fajoko's meal was like $300, right? and he was taking because they started to do it, I guess, just in position groups like a lot of teams do. And then Mack invited the whole defense. And they said it was funny because he didn't really invite them. He did, but he kind of just told them to be there.
Yeah.
So
it was,
they all went.
Get your ass to the dinner.
Yeah, it was just kind of, hey guys, dinner, it's it's the great place in Newport Beach, off the chart seafood. But it was, okay, I'll see you all guys there at 8, right? And he left.
Yeah.
And then they all showed up, and Fehoko, they were making fun of him because he ordered a cake to go, right? They ordered to go stuff. And he goes, and he said, yeah, I don't care what he eats. He's got to take on 2 guys at a time. So I think he can eat as much as he wants. Right?
I love it. I wonder if Khalil Mack's turning in those receipts to coach. At the end of the year, you're getting 16, 17 receipts.
well, you think about it. Let's say you have 30 guys, each Friday.
I can't imagine. That's got to be a $50,000, $60,000 bill every time.
Well, if you just look at like Fajoko's, right? Let's just say the average was $300.
Yeah,
and that's on the high side. But $300 times 30 is $10,000.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, that's better. Okay,
right?
Yeah,
but that's still a ton of dough. Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
$10,000. But he's paying for it. They said that now that the offense is going, some of the other senior guys have been kicking in.
Got it.
What is he didn't care.
I wanted to know what the offense is doing, and like what, because you hear that on defense. It's like, okay, I'm seeing somewhat of a translation from what I'm hearing in these stories to the field. Yeah. They're playing together. They're fighting on the sideline, but in a good way. They're firing each other up. Yeah. Offense needs to get their own personal dinners. Yeah. They need to get something going.
Well, they started going.
Right? Oh, the offense did.
Now the offense is going with them. They're all going.
Wow.
So Herbert's been going to the last couple. And they've been making fun of it, but it's kind of becoming the bigger team thing, which is cool, and kind of I've talked about it because we used to do all that kinds of little stuff, and it's you forget that it's still a kid's game.
Totally,
it's still a kid's game, and when you're playing with people you like, and it's fun, and you're doing all those small things like dinners and things like that. It just creates that pull together that much stronger. And when you need it in a tough game, you're able to call upon it. And you just don't forget. Yes, they're kids, very wealthy kids.
Yeah.
But that emotion is still so important to building that wall that can get you through the playoff game. So those were all kind of things when I found that that's what the team needs. We'll see about the coaching. You asked me that, I think, the last 3 minutes ago was about what we needed to do on offense. And offense for me is just it's really pretty simple how I think that the solution is. Offense for so long, and your brother and I actually agreeing so adamantly about this every weekend, is that they have to get him out of the pocket. Not naked boots, not drop scrambles throws. He's the best thrower out of the pocket anybody in football.
Mm-hmm.
Start to do some things to get him out of there from the Joe. Sprint outs, different things that allow him to clear that tackle with the chip down from the tight end, and let's see what he can do to create that pressure. Because you saw even early in that game, while we had all that early problems, they just suffocated our offensive line. They just pushed us
right
down
up the middle. Yeah.
and it just squeezed. It wasn't where they didn't even leave a gap. It was a great little scheme there. They just squeezed on us, right?
Yeah.
So that created a problem for it. So I think that if the defense doesn't know that, and if we beat them out sometimes, it stops the rush, the feet a little bit. And then also, I like the downhill run game. Drives me crazy. Sometimes the zone stuff just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Especially with Eckler. He gets his shoulders forward and his hips down. It's scary. Yeah. He's 4 yards. He's 4 yards every time. So, I think that it's just a few things. It's those turnovers. It's the odd turnovers, or the bad, penalty, things like that. And that's what they get to clean. And like you said, they're all coming together now, right? They have their offensive. Now, I can't remember who's coming back on the line.
Slater could be coming back soon. Rashawn Slater, left tackle.
Let's just say he doesn't play next week. Let's say Bosa comes in and plays, 20 snaps, and then 30 snaps the final week. And then Slater gets to come in. That's not a position that if Slater has the physical skills and he's back, he's not going to be a
plug
detriment.
and play. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to be a detriment. Okay, he needs 5 games to get loose and get into it. That won't be it.
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about it. They get 20 and 23 and in the playoffs. A lot of times that's what it takes. I think it just kind of the game goes, like you said, you see, they say Cincinnati scored all the points, all that kind of stuff. Well, their defense is giving up 30. Yeah. So if their defense gives up 3 to 7 or 10 points a game, they're only going to score about 20 because that's the flow of the game.
Yeah.
That changes when you have that kind of defensive forefront out there. So I'm not that worried about it. I mean, they need some plays down the field, getting him out of the pocket and letting him go down the field. But now Williams and Keenan and what Carter's been able to do and Palmer, they got to get it down the field.
Yeah, for sure.
At least a few times. So I think that would, a couple of big plays because now they're having to do 10 to 14 play drives all the time, right?
Shorten those up a little bit and maybe get some TDs quicker.
You need those stupid little Mahomes, that crap throw that gets down there and the guy scampers for 60.
Yeah. Let's get a couple of those.
Just a couple.
Well, let's get you out of here on this because I think you have some awesome insight on this because we've told this before, but Kyle, coach, and Kyle Van Noy played in high school together and won a state championship. Yeah. What is it like seeing Kyle Van Noy? I remember watching him play in high school, watching him do what he did in high school, turning it on these last couple weeks and being just a monster and a leader and killing it for us.
Yeah. Well, and all year too. I mean, what you don't realize about him is, and I didn't see that I saw him back in Pop Warner days because he played with Chuck Ferdinand, our dear friend.
Yeah.
And he played on that team. And so when Kyle was playing in the Pop Warner championships, so were they, remember?
Yeah.
When he went down. And so I saw him there and he was still a little freak athlete. But he was just lanky and tall. Now he is a strong man.
Yeah.
I mean, he stuffs that tackle sometimes. If you really watch him, he's putting himself in position to stop plays even when he doesn't make the tackle. That's what's been fun to watch from him.
Yeah.
He blows stuff up and he's in the right spot. So I can't wait to see him get to the middle of the field.
Yeah.
With Bosa healthy. But it is odd because you're right. He was such a quiet, kind of goofy guy in high school with Kyle.
Yeah.
And Kyle would talk about him and he was, Dad, he's just kind of a freak.
Yeah.
He would run around and strip guys, just take the ball from him. He wouldn't tackle him. He'd just take the ball from him.
Rip it out. Yeah.
Just rip it. Just rip it and score. I mean, he just, then he was the receiver. He was like the Keenan Allen. He was the slot guy.
He did it all.
And they only threw about 8 passes a game, but he caught 3 or 4 of them, and they were usually for touchdowns. But
yeah,
it is odd to think about them in high school. And that's, I'm so mad because I told you I was going to send that to you this week.
That's what I was going to say. So I've got some tapes. I
sent you some stuff.
I've got some stuff. So our Patreon, if you're interested, I'm taking my dad and we're going to go through some game film of Kyle and Van Noy, and we're going to break down some 18, 17-year-old coach and Kyle Van Noy.
Well, that's kind of funny because I was going, I know I did that. And also I was going,
it's here. I just got to start organizing it, but we'll get it.
I sent it to you, didn't I?
I got it. Yeah, we got it. So, all right, Pops. Well, love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your thoughts. It's all, Yeah, I love you, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, and by the way, hey, I expect us to win this week too. By the way, I don't care how many guaranteed games we have. I want to see coaching. We didn't talk about that, but that's really key here. Staley's in a spot he's never been in either.
Rest players, play players. What is he going to do?
Well, and because we're on a roll here. Yeah, you don't screw with that. You start to go, well, we could have won, but we just couldn't let the foot off. You just don't let the foot off. You just don't. And I pray he doesn't and stays aggressive and because everybody wants they're seeing Sean Payton stars. Yeah. Right.
I'm still Staley guy. He's earned my trust and respect, so I'm in.
He definitely hasn't lost us.
No,
but it's it's like saying, okay, well, Khalil Mack, but we really like this other guy. He's been on the team. He's been loyal.
Yeah.
No, Khalil Mack's available, man. The best is the best. You think about putting Herbert with a coach like that, it would be kind of crazy.
I don't want to talk about that. We're going to stick with Staley.
I know. No, they're going to do good. And I've not been disappointed in that part of any of that part. Even Lombardi. I know everybody get mad at him. I would love to see him do a few different things.
Yeah.
But this is what we'll see what happens now.
Yeah, we've got to get creative and start mixing it up. So, all right, Pops, we really appreciate it, buddy. Man. We love you.
All right, man, love you.
And we'll do this again soon, and we'll see you at Patreon for some game film.
Absolutely, and ask Kyle about our little experience at the sports bar last night with the Charger fans, but yet ones we wanted to take out in the parking lot.
Okay, done deal.
Okay,
love you, Pops.
Right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
A takeout in the parking lot. What was
tell,
like?
Do tell.
Spill your beer? Like what happened?
I referenced it on the instant reaction. There was the guys were rowdy. Like I loved their passion and excitement for the Chargers. There was they needed a little bit of equilibrium that I think if they listen to our podcast, we could provide them.
Yeah.
Because they were just very running around the whole bar, like this older man and his son, probably my age, and a 7-year-old dad, like chest bumping, anything good would happen, fun. Which was awesome and got me pumped up. But then if something DeAndre Carter muffed the punt, they're like, cut him, get rid of him. I knew he was terrible. It was so up and down insanity that it was.
You saw Twitter manifested. How was that? Was that exciting?
Yeah, wow.
It was real life Twitter. It's really what it was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, Coach Senior, thank you for coming on and chatting with Kev. It's always good to see you. It's always good to hear your take on stuff because
I'm telling you, dude,
they're pretty fun. I can't wait for these tapes, man.
These are old. This is video 8. This is old.
Ooh,
shit.
Nice.
I gotta find a way to download them. I'll get on it.
I might have something for you.
All right, we'll get together after this.
We'll get together. We'll figure it out. But thank you, Coach Senior, for coming back on and chat with us after a playoff secured win.
Playoffs.
All right. Well, folks, time to go on to the next segment. Ask Boltfam. What questions you got? What could you possibly have to ask? Well, let's
keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
10 and 2.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do.
I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam. We started off at the top with one of our newest Patreon members, Dirty Ferdy.
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question.
A new listener. Can someone enlighten me why Kevin says certified fresh?
Oh, shit. Why
do you do that?
You've all been to, so
nobody knows.
Hey, Dirty Ferdy doesn't know. He's a new
here's
listener.
The answer. Well, if you listen to us long enough, you realize we just love movies and we watch movies all the time. If you go to Rotten Tomatoes, if something's really good for a new movie that comes out, it's certified fresh. So if we have a new person coming on the podcast, they're certified fresh.
Yeah,
and I give them an imaginary stamp of approval, and then I try not to fuck it up and double stamp them later.
Yeah, honestly though, there is a weird little play between you two with the certified freshness. Well, I feel hang on. Yeah. I feel like there's a little bit of Wool Dog power tripping with Kevin. He throws it.
No way.
There's an extra long pause. Like, Kevin, are you going to say anything?
He throws some pauses out there, knowing that it's not certified fresh.
Oh,
trying to mess with. Yeah,
He's
Adam.
No,
I know
100%.
We've done hundreds of hours of this. It's true.
If I leave a pause, or if I'm like, oh, we have this person on, I'm trying to like telepath it to you, like softball it, like, oh, we've got, and I'll like maybe over enunciate their name, like Dirty Ferdy. Do something like randomly different to try to help you, because I know that this is somebody new.
Sometimes you'll do it with someone that's not new, and you'll be like,
okay, fine.
Jeebs.
He's fucking with me. It's okay.
Well, no,
I love you still.
So Jeebs, Kevin's got his whole other thing with that, like where he's got to say
silent.
Thank you.
I know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in our podcast.
Yeah, Kevin has added a whole another level of difficulty. There's normal, there's hard mode, and Kevin's moved it up
to
Love
You Buy. That came out of
You Buy is a whole thing. So if you guys have questions, if
thing.
you're new listeners and you're like, why do you morons
what's wrong with you?
Throw
Explain
it out there.
yourself.
We're happy to catch you up. Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, we
fun
know
reminiscing.
Yeah, we know everybody's episode. Every episode is somebody's first episode, so we don't want to expect everybody to be on the up and up. And Dirty Ferdy, you are no different. Thank you for asking the question, thank you for joining Patreon
fresh.
and being certified fresh.
Thanks
all around. Lots of thanks for Dirty Ferdy. Let's move it on now to Big Red Bolts fan.
Hell yeah!
Who asked the question? What's going on here? I'm feeling all tingly and warm. I guess that Santa discovered that he had forgotten a few gifts that were left in his big red bag of tricks. Thank you, Santa, for delivering us a horse of a different color in one Nick Foles. I would also like to sincerely thank you for the finely wrapped interceptions and sacks that Junior Saint Nick handed out for our boys on the defense. I am a tad bit disappointed in my guy, Chris Rumpf, who did get a little greedy and got back in line for seconds and took that last one before our guy Fahoko could get in there and finally show us the sack dance that I had asked him for all those months ago in this very forum. I hope Santa gave Junior St. Nick a lump of coal in his stocking for that throw he made to his poor, unsuspecting receiver, who unfortunately was in the path of an angry man among boys who was coming at him at full speed and with no stop in his heart. The way you did that was all wrong. It was the wrong tone, and if you do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron. Metaphorically, of course. I think I'm going to go and lie down now and let my sphincter muscle relax for a while. It's been doing a lot of intense work this year, and now that we've clinched a playoff spot, his work here is done, at least for the next few weeks. Family, trust, respect, and okay, I love you. Bye.
Hey, we clinched. He doesn't have to clinch anymore. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Release the clinch.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're feeling tingly and warm, I think as long as it's not in your left arm,
you're fine.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Totally
fine.
It's all right.
Lean into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lean into it. Enjoy it. Ride it, baby. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Big Red Bolts fan. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Francisco Flores, who asked the question. See, this is what we're talking about here,
this
folks.
Is what we're talking about here, yeah.
Kevin makes a face. And I'm trying to be like, I don't know. What do you want me to move on? Do you want me to give you a second?
Go.
Wow. Just amazing how this team has gone through so much adversity this season. We have now clinched a playoff berth. Tell me why my nipples are so hard after seeing this defense destroy little Nicky. Speaking of defense, did you notice how they balled out after Derwin James left the game? Also, is it me or has the O-line played more horrid these past 2 games? Herbert looks so unsettled. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for f***ing the f***ing Raiders. These cocksuckers got what they had coming to them. F*** you, Carr. F*** you, McDaniels. And f*** you, Tillery. F*** you and your whole black hole nation. Let's hope we play the Queefs out in Kansas City in the first round and finally defeat Kane Brown, a.k.a. Patrick Mahomes, and show the Michelin Man of Andy Reid that third time's the charm. Until next week, Bolt fam. Family, trust, respect. I love you. Bye. Hoo-ha.
Good one.
All right. Yes. Yeah, dude. Defense didn't miss a beat with Derwin James going out.
That was surprising, dude. In the 2 previous weeks, how well we played. I guess not, because I guess the 2 previous. I was just about to say the 2 previous weeks they played out of their minds. So
yeah.
It was like a whipped cream and cherry to have him back, which is a weird thing to say, because you kind of when you have a star like that, you need to have him on the field all the time. But
sure,
we have depth.
What we thought we did.
Yeah, Tommy.
It helps. I mean, that pick,
it absolutely helps. Yeah,
that pick that Derwin had was insane.
Yeah. Absolutely, yes.
Like the guy is a difference maker for sure.
No, I'm not saying we don't need him, but it was just like
no.
Yeah.
When your defense is playing as a whole and like as a unit, it's better than just one piece.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you add Derwin in, that unit gets better. But if they can still play together as a team, I think it just speaks that much more to everyone being bought in.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
yeah.
It's just everyone's bought into doing their job. I'm going to get plugged in. I'm not going to go try to do too much. I'm just going to do my job. Everyone else is going to do their job, and we're going to have play lights out connected football.
Yes, I agree. And it's funny. I saw some stat. I didn't save it. I didn't pull it up. So I apologize, whoever it was that put it out there. But there was a stat about how the Chargers defense was with Tillery. And since letting Tillery go, we have gotten better.
So much better. We all saw that and knew that. We all we could all see it. We're not professionals at scouting these people.
No.
Glad he's gone.
Jerry Tillery's got to go up there with the Ryan Leaf draft bust in the first round.
First rounder, yeah.
He did nothing for us.
Yeah.
Except for a lot of penalties that were always backbreakers.
And then he went and became a fucking Raider.
Yeah, of all teams, dude.
Question is if he'll be there next year, because I think it's the end of his contract, so he'll be able to go wherever he wants.
That's true.
Yeah.
If he resigns with the Raiders, just that much more. I hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double down.
100%. Francisco Flores, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Vaseth,
Certified Fresh,
who asked the question.
Give me your thoughts on that last drive of the first half. Not a single shot thrown in the end zone. Mostly handoffs. Felt like they were trying to close the half with 3 points instead of 7. Not the aggression that we need to win postseason.
They were trying to run the ball, and they scored 2 touchdowns doing it. That it just didn't. I don't know. It's a good question.
It was weird to see us go for it on 4th,
and then kick the field goal.
Go for it when it was in goal situation, and we were pretty close. So I don't know. I don't know why.
I'm trying to familiar myself with the last drive of the first half.
Well, it was the one that we went for it on 4th down.
It was that epic 4th down, got it.
Yeah.
And then we had another three plays, and then we got down there. I think we just got in the red zone, and that inside the 15 for us has not been good.
We had the 6-yard line
in there.
The field goal.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know why. It's the same thing pretty much all year with this offense and getting that deep into the red zone. You know, Justin just doesn't have as much room to work. And I don't know. I'm not sure.
To me, it's weird. Like, okay, so that I'm just looking at the stats here on that drive. You go 13 plays, 69 yards for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. That is a drive. That is we're beating you up drive. And it does, like, it's a different feel with a touchdown versus a field goal, right? So I totally understand the question. You gotta target Mike Williams and Donald Parham in the red zone. That's just, I think that has to be the change in what we do right now. We're so focused on the running game, which I'm okay. Like, I understand when you get in the red zone, like you said, Kev, all those zones shorten up.
Yeah.
So when you're running a zone defense, you have these big circles. Think Madden, right? You have these big circles that you have to cover a lot of ground. When the field closes down, those circles get real small because there's not a lot of field to cover. So it gets difficult to find openings. that's when you just got to go with your matchups. You got a guy 6'8", 6'9", and another guy 6'4", that's the best 50-50 ball in the game. Like, you just got to, at least on first down, go take a shot.
Yeah.
You know, like go give it a chance and see what happens. The likelihood of getting picked is super small. So yeah, I in the red zone, you have to run the ball to score. That's just statistically over the course of football. That's true. But you got to take some shots. I don't feel like we're targeting Mike Will or Parham in the end zone whatsoever right now when we're down there in the red zone.
Yeah, and Parham's 6'9", so throw him the ball. Just throw it up there.
Just put it up. Let him go take a shot.
Yeah. Great question there, Vaseth. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Gavin Gibson, and shout out to Leo. You guys were kind of in the same vein with the question, but I'm going with Gavin, and it goes something like this. Move over, primetime Herbie, because here comes playoff Herbie. Let's go. How much better does it feel that not only have we clinched the playoffs, but we knocked out any of the Ray Turds' hopes of it? Honestly, was the cherry on top. I hope Derek Carr enjoys sobbing into his pillow at night after watching playoff Herbie make a run for the Super Bowl. All the Ray Turd fans will be spitting their dummies out as usual, saying that they should be in the playoffs because they have the Adams and Carr relationship that was meant to be so amazing. Shame they forgot how much of a crappy QB that little crybaby bitch is. Nothing could help them this season. Anyway, I hope you all had a great Christmas. As always, bolt up. K, love you, bye.
Merry Christmas, Gavin.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Gavin. I might have misspoke because I thought that with the Chargers winning, it would have knocked the Raiders out, but I think they are technically still in the hunt.
Are they?
I believe so. Last I saw, they were
like
still technically
0.035%, something stupid.
Yeah, some like obviously all the other teams would have to lose out, and the Raiders would have to go on a 2-win streak.
Not gonna happen.
To have that happen.
The Raiders, after their loss to the Steelers, lower their chances of making the playoffs to 1% from 7%.
So here's the thing I like about this, actually, as opposed to being eliminated. These idiots still think they have
They're
hope.
going to cling to it.
Just hope for a couple more weeks and then be let down even harder at the end.
I just hope they win out, have a shit draft pick, and still don't make the playoffs.
That would be the ideal situation. Win these 2 games and still don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb.
They're drowning out in the sea. And instead of throwing them an actual life preserver, you take a lifesaver candy and throw it out to them.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, thank you.
Yummy.
Oh, we're still alive. We still in this.
Those idiots need a top 7 pick if they're going to get a new quarterback. So they should start.
They're not going to get a top 7.
They ain't going to get it.
Nope.
No. Too bad, so sad. So, yeah.
Enjoy your 1%, you losers.
Yeah. Yeah, wingdings.
1%ers.
All right, Gavin, Leo, thank you guys for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Lexi M.
Lexi,
who asked the question.
We made it, Boltfam. Positive only on this one. Buck the f*** up. A lot of firsts for us with this game, and I know these aren't the last. We're just getting started. Derwin is back. Defense looked amazing. Offense was a little slow, but was steady. Only 1 interception. Lastly, we have a lot to look forward to. Oh, almost forgot. Michael Davis interception. Question time. What was your favorite plays of the game, and what anime, manga, book are you watching or reading right now?
Okay. Yes,
Alrighty.
a lot of positives to take away from that game. And not even just Michael Davis interception, Derwin James interception, Asante Samuel interception.
Yeah. And the 7 sacks.
And the 7 sacks?
Yeah, it was just, it's hard. It was more of like all the sacks combined. Like I couldn't tell who was sacking the quarterback at any given time. It was just happening so often.
There was a lot of crumbling lines.
I do honestly, Van Noy. I think just seeing him get a sack makes me really happy. So I'll say Van Noy's sack was probably one of the highlights for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I think my favorite play was the toss to Josh Kelly, throw back to Justin, kind of a flea flicker type play.
Yeah,
that was the most exciting play. Right,
that was
like
definitely
everything
the most
else
exciting
was just,
play. Yeah,
everything else was solid, clean, played well, made big. Like defense had huge plays, right, with the picks. But yeah, I think that was the most exciting play for me on the day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, it's the sidearm throw.
I was about to say that Justin Herbert's sidearm was awesome.
That sidearm throw, I retweeted it. I found it on Twitter and I retweeted it. It's just, it is insane how on a rope that ball is.
And a perfect spiral.
Yeah. And getting smacked in the face by DeForest
spiral.
Buckner.
Yeah. It's just, it's almost like that Wanted movie where like they have the guns and they shoot like this and it like curves the bullet like around the wall. Like Herbert just found a way to like get it around two Colts. When watching it in slow motion, they're just like, oh, what? Like, and like such a low level, like it's not up and over. It is a low level dart to Mike Williams, who catches it, gets a first down. That was just so impressive to me. And it's, it will never not be fun for me to watch. I can almost guarantee you that neither Kyle or Kevin have read any anime or manga. Are you guys reading any books? Any books in general?
That felt a little bit like a jab, Adam.
No, I'm not reading any books. I'll say that right now. I'm not
reading
any books.
We are learned, okay? We know things.
It's a house of learned doctors.
Yeah.
I read the Bible regularly. So
I read Twitter regularly. It's not always spelled correctly or have proper pronunciation
Kevin's wife
or grammar.
Prints out all the best tweets and he reads it in a book. So how about that, Adam?
I don't know that I believe that.
It's not true.
Yes. No.
Animes. I've really enjoyed My Hero Academia. I still need to catch up on that. I know there's a new season of that. I really want to check out Chainsaw Man. I've heard really good things about that.
That sounds cool. I'd is that
Chainsaw Man? And the fact that Joey Bost is really into anime makes me kind of want to be. I just haven't.
There's some really good things.
Toes.
The difference between anime from like the 80s and now is vastly different. If you watch some of the anime from the 80s, especially like the English dubbed anime, it is like it's just laughable how like people are just putting very little effort into some of these old animes. But some of the new stuff, there's some really like just crazy stories, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting animes out there. So Lexi, let me know what anime you're watching. I'm open to some suggestions.
Shoot some Rex.
Yeah. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
But thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to House of Hain, who asked the question. I'll say shit my pants and call me a fudge sickle. I say we made it to the dance. Now, coach, I say, can we run with Baker and I say the Rams and put up more points? Happy we made it. Now win 5 more. I say, can love you bye. All right. Coach, can we run with Baker Mayfield and the Rams?
Yeah, I mean, they put up 51 points last week against the Broncos.
The Broncos fired their coach right after that game. They melted down.
Imploding. Dude, the poor Broncos are imploding right now.
And did you hear their owner was like, I think we can fix Russ. I think we can fix him.
Which one? Don't they have like 3 owners?
The one that talks the most now. I don't know. I can't. I don't follow them.
The
much,
one that owns Walmart. I don't know.
The one that said basically that he's going to start making decisions and that they're going to talk directly with him and not the GM. It's like we're going to be.
John Elway.
No, it's not John Elway. It's this new guy. It's this new owner. That part of the thing. I don't know enough about it. All I know is that I love the direction this team's going. It sounds like a shit show.
Right.
And,
it sounds like a dumpster
sounds
fire.
like fumbling around in the dark and not
sign
knowing
me up. So does Baker Mayfield, the most amazing quarterback in the world, after beating the shit out of the Broncos that clearly gave up in that game?
No. And didn't they beat the Raiders the previous week too?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago. So the Raiders and now the Broncos.
Yeah.
That's weird. They got all 3 AFC West teams like back to
back.
They got
handled by the Packers in between there.
Oh, did they? Okay, gotcha.
Well,
I forgot about that game.
You were at a game. You saw Baker Mayfield play. That Browns game, that massive one last season. So he can throw the ball. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see
for sure.
What
they're
happens.
so banged up. This Rams team has no Cooper Kupp. They're
Donald's
so
done for the
up.
season.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's done for the season. So
yeah, I mean, this is not a team. This is not a team that.
And they have been eliminated from playoffs. They have no hope at this point, which is crazy considering that they won the Super Bowl last year, that they have already been eliminated.
They're having a historically poor season coming off of a Super Bowl.
It's like the worst season after a Super Bowl in like the history.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can absolutely. I mean, I think put us on the field with anyone, and we have a chance. Like we are in the game. I don't think anyone out talents us. It's just a matter of coming out and getting the job done. And no matter if you're playing the worst team in the league or the best, you gotta show up and make plays and
execute, baby.
I think this is a great opportunity for the Chargers to come out and lay a little bit of a claim on LA.
Yeah,
that is 100% the truth.
And you're going to the game, right?
Yeah, I'll be at the game.
Hell
sure.
yeah!
Don't know who I'm going with yet, but I will be there for sure.
Nice.
Little bummed
mystery.
it got flexed, which kind of
it is a bummer.
Yeah,
but
Sunday night would have been more fun.
Sunday night would have been more fun on New Year's Day of all days too.
Yeah.
There's like the 5 o'clock game's fun. Getting home is a real drag. You're driving home at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So it's okay. We're gonna make the best of it. Okay.
It's okay.
A little bit less of a tailgate, but it's still a good day.
Still gonna have fun. All right, there you go, House of Hayne. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to JV, who asked the question. Hey, I'm Jeff Saturday, and you're watching the Disney Challenge. Huh? It's the Disney Channel. Nope, I'm challenging that. Anyways, who knew nodding your head counted as a false start? If I were the Chargers, I would have challenged it. Hell, even if I wasn't them, I still would have.
That was a bullshit play. That was a bullshit penalty.
Yeah.
He does that every snap. He looks down real quick.
He
That's
did it
his
the very next play. He did it again.
Yeah.
It's his tick. That's what he does. They just these guys jumped off sides. And you saw the defensive lineman. You saw. Did you watch him?
Oh, I got
he was like hitting his head.
Yeah.
He wasn't acting like a guy that like.
He wasn't like pointing like it was him like type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
He's like, I f***ed up. And the referees were like, no, you didn't. Look at his head. No.
It's on Lensley.
Yeah, and the amount of challenges Jeff Saturday was throwing.
He had
out,
nothing else, dude.
Yeah, he was
he was grasping at flags. You know what I mean?
I don't care about timeouts. Throw this thing.
We're not going to need this shit later. Let's make something happen now, baby.
Yeah, playoffs. Challenge it.
Yeah.
Challenge it. Yeah.
I want them to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, but it was funny that it did get to the point where they're like, you can't challenge that. And he's like, okay. And he had to pick up the
Sorry.
My bad. All right.
I still got one more though, right?
Okay. Yeah, I still good. I can keep this, right? Okay.
Yeah. They like take his flag away from him.
You're in timeout, Jeff.
These are
way too many challenges.
Speaking of which, I really want to find. I don't know if you guys saw it when it was the Bengals and the Patriots, and it was near the end of the game. Bill Belichick, the way he threw a challenge flag near the end of the game was so hilarious. It was the most dramatic challenge flag throw I have ever seen.
I did see it.
He pulls it out of his sock.
Turn his back.
He holds it in his hand. I mean, he's always got that grumpy look on his face. And then he just does this weird, like, backhand, throws it to the ground, like, and he's just like, motherfucker, just throws it with all of his fury and old man anger. It was hilarious.
Would Bill Belichick be as good of a coach if he wasn't grumpy like that? Like, why does he have to be grumpy like that?
He established dominance.
It fuels his coaching ability. I don't know.
Why doesn't every coach just be real grumpy like that then?
You would think, right? If that was the key to success.
He's a real grump pot. I'm glad he's not my coach.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
I mean, the Super Bowls would have been cool and all, but he's a real grump pot.
Hey, we're starting our own trend here.
Let's go.
And it's with lack of grumpiness.
Yeah. Happy.
So it's
joy.
Happy. All right, JV, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Cerberus21. And shout out to Long Rifle. You guys were both in the same vein, but I'm going with Cerberus21, who goes like this. If you were to come up to me after that Raiders loss and say that the Chargers would win 3 straight and clinch a spot in the playoffs, I would have said, who are you and how did you get in my house? Seriously, though, guys, we're going to the motherfucking playoffs. Oh, it's almost too good to be true. And with Staley getting Bosa back in the lineup and with how this defense is playing, I think we can make a serious run. My question is, like everyone else's question, do we truly, honestly, hand on the fucking Bible, believe that Lombardi will be able to supercharge this mundane offense come playoff time? I don't blame him for everything, as no one should, but come on.
I can't be the only one frustrated with that we struggle to put up 20 a game. As much as I have been loving this ass-kicking, quarterback-sacking, nut-busting defense, these AFC playoff teams can put up points in the blink of an eye, and we need more from our offense. Have a great motherfucking week, Bolt fam. And a special shout out to that pathetic excuse of a football franchise in Las Vegas for losing to a garbage Steelers team and giving us a spot in the playoffs. We'll be sure to do more than you did last year, which was nothing.
Oh, Cerberus.
Woo.
Good
All
one.
right. So, is Lombardi the guy?
He is. He's our guy. Here's the thing. I don't know. I just get frustrated with people talking so much shit. It's like, this is who our coordinator is. Like, just give yourself a break. He's not going to get fired. This is what it is.
Yeah. What I would love to hear if there was a time that like a team was playoff bound and then fired their offensive coordinator prior to making the playoffs.
We need to average at least 31 points a game.
Have you ever heard of Marty Schottenheimer?
Got
who
fired.
went 14-2 and got fired?
Yeah, but
it's just the reality of the psychopath of fans. Like, come on. Like, here's what I feel like I need to do for our fans.
Sure.
If you had a bad take early in the season,
if you had a bad take.
If you had a bad take, don't be too proud to let it go.
Don't be too proud, just let it go.
I feel like it'll open you up to enjoy the playoffs here a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone was so dead set on Lombardi being just a bad coach, like doesn't know what he's doing, completely chaotic. And there's times where I'm like, I wonder why he did that. For sure, 100%. I feel that.
I wonder why he did that.
There's times like Keenan Allen, it was like a 3rd and short, and Keenan was tight in the slot. I was like, I wonder what he's trying to set up. Maybe he's trying to set them up. But like, give yourself an opportunity that if you have a bad take early on, that you can just be like, okay, moving on. Let's give him an opportunity. Or like, it's just more, maybe I had thought that we had no chance of making the playoffs and we're screwed. We're doomed. Fire everyone. Rest Herbert, whatever it was. Whatever the bad take was, allow it to be a bad take.
Sure.
Unlike Mr. One.
Well, I won't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not allowed to bleep that, Adam.
All right.
Unlike that guy.
More work for you.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay. We can move on and allow it to be an okay thing. I think it makes it more fun to watch instead of every single play scrutinizing everything Lombardi does. It's like, I also think that come the time where it needs to happen, Herbert's going to step up and just start making plays. I really, really believe that. I think that he's going to make the plays when it needs to be made. And even if you think that Lombardi's a terrible play caller, he's just going to step up and start making those plays when it needs to happen in the playoffs and a win or go home type of situation.
And I do want to say, if you open yourself up to it, that he may not be the Antichrist. If you open that door in your heart, that he may not be Beelzebub himself, there is a thing where when you win a game by 3 possessions and everyone's celebrating, but you're the one person on Twitter saying, oh, we got to get rid of this fucking dick. We just won by 3.
We should have won by 40.
You could be celebrating and having fun right now, but your heart's not open. Open the heart.
Open your heart.
Open your heart to
Turn
Lombardi.
on your heart light.
Yeah. I just say it's just like a happier way to be. You can celebrate
It's
more
a
and be less
happier
grumpy.
way to be.
Be grumpy less.
Be grumpy less.
Because then you
all the world to see.
Beautiful. But then what happens if he does something great? Like we win something big. We do something great, and then you could be on like you know what? I'm gonna give him a try, and then you can enjoy that with him, and not be spiteful of it. Yeah. And not be like, God, he just did it because of this, you know?
Yeah, you're going to have
a
whole off season to be raising that fire this person flag.
Yeah. Right.
But we're going to the playoffs now. And if you don't want to believe, that's okay. But you would have a lot more fun.
When we win the Super Bowl, it's more fun if you were just behind the guy.
I guarantee you, we will barely, if this crazy scenario happens, we win the Super Bowl by 1 point. somebody is going to be celebrating. Somebody's going to be saying fire fucking Lombardi. And that person is going to get perma blocked. Yeah. Perma-blocked.
Yeah. There you go.
So we do believe. I do believe that he can get the job done.
Absolutely.
Because we have Justin Herbert.
That's right. Cerberus 21 Long Rifle, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Humboldt County Fan, and shout out to Z the King 1. Going with Humboldt County Fan, who goes something like this. So like, oh my God, it's like totally bitching that we won the game and stuff and are like in the playoffs and everything, but like, what is going on with the offensive line? I watched the most awesome quarterback on the planet, like totally struggling to make plays from inside the pocket or whatever for most of the game. And I was like, gag me with a smurf. I mean, don't get me wrong or anything. I love the way our defense like dominated for sure. And the offense made plays like when they needed to. Eckler was super bitching near the goal line, and that one flea flicker to Keenan was like totally awesome and stuff. But didn't we just like figure out that having Zeus and Herbert like roll out of the pocket was the best way to like kick ass and throw touchdowns or whatever? And like now we don't even really do that as much, and it's totally bumming me out. Like, that one game where like defensive linemen or whatever were trying to like tackle Herbert and he was like psych and like ran outside the pocket and they totally whiffed. Like that was so awesome. I mean, like take a chill pill, Lombardi. I feel like your offensive scheme is like totally bogus. So like, what do you awesome dudes think? Like, should we just like bag these pocket passes and like totally do some more tubular rollouts? Is that like the last piece of the puzzle to get our team like totally kicking ass? Okay, well, like f the Raiders and whatever. Caleb, bye.
Good question. I'm gonna lean in. You if you listen to the Bolt Insight and didn't skip over old Dave Dog.
First of all, how dare you if you did.
How dare you? But he made good points. I think you still outside the pocket, you got to do it. You just have to do it. And then the other thing is, if we get Rashawn Slater back, I'm telling you guys, the pocket is going to be different. It's going to be
a difference maker for sure.
It's going to be different.
Here's my question. What happens to Jamari Salyer when Rashawn comes back? Like right away, what happens when he comes back?
Smacks him on the ass, says, Get to the bench.
Enjoy the bench.
I don't know. I think that's a great question because I don't know what nobody's really made mention from a coaching standpoint, and nor should they really with the pressers on what they feel about Filer or Coach, Zion Johnson.
Zion Johnson is nothing's going to change. Zion Johnson's the first round pick. He's our guy.
What about Trey Pipkins being banged up, sprained knee, like hurting?
I don't know.
You telling me that Forrest Sorrell is the new backup for Trey Pipkins, or does Jamari bump over there and be able to be the swing guy in the playoffs? I
don't know how flexible Jamari is with going from one side to the other.
He went from guard to tackle in the blink of an eye, right?
Sure, but I don't personally know. Like left and right tackle, like
I just think it's interesting.
That hard.
There's
a
lot of. Here's the thing: getting healthy is great. There's a lot of moving pieces now. Like Kyle Van Noy, we brought him in to be like a emergency edge guy, but really to be the middle linebacker type guy. Like we wanted him inside. That's where he was all training camp. Now Kenneth Murray is kind of getting hot. Drew Tranquil is playing out of his mind. Where does Kyle Van Noy go when Joey Bosa comes back? Is he just thanks for your work and I'm now a sub guy? Like it's interesting to see like how I feel like we're starting to find a flow here with these backups. Two big pieces coming back, but it's gonna change things up quite a bit once those guys come back, and the two guys that have become a pretty big part of the offense go sit down.
It's a good problem to have. It's like most teams would want that problem. The question is, how do they maximize that
in a short window?
I don't for the offensive line thing, man. I think what is just going to be a hot swap of that left tackle. I think everyone else is still the same. Those are all starters. Coach even talked about Filer in one of his previous press conferences. So like he's not going to bring him up and be like, all right, sorry, f off. You know, like I don't think anything about the offensive line is going to change. You know, barring knock on wood, some kind of somebody going down temporarily.
Yeah, I do think Jamari becomes a swing tackle really quick.
Oh, 100%. He is the swing tackle.
The guy. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't even remember his name.
Forrest Sorrell. He's the
Sorrell.
backup
He's
now,
gone.
yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and you've got 2 weeks basically. The sooner you can give Bosa and Rashawn back, you've got 2 weeks now to kind of play with house money to kind of be like, all right, let's try punt some of these things and find out, is this really working, or do we need to mix some other things
don't
up?
Don't what's working, especially on the defense, too much.
I think you don't. And Joey can be now the specialty guy. Like, he's a little banged up. He's coming off injury. Get him in there on 3rd and longs for the first.
Just
couple
get in there
weeks,
for a sack, pull him off the field.
Get in there for some pass rushes and get him off the field. Like, I think that's what it's going to look like. Obviously, in the offensive line, that's not how it works. You're in there. You're playing the whole game.
Yeah,
sure.
That's why it's a little different, and that's why Rashawn might not come back right. Like, I think he's probably waiting until week 1 of the playoffs before he's back at all.
I think he's back last week. I think he's going to get in there because that's a plug and play thing. I think he's going to get there and get some reps. I really do.
Freezing cold Denver.
Well, he could be freezing cold his first game back. It doesn't matter about the fucking weather. I think he's going to come back. I think that last game is a target for both these guys. If you're going to be a starter for the most important game of the season up to that point, you need to have some snaps under your belt the previous week. You need to prove that whoever you're replacing, that you deserve that, And Rashawn Slater is going to be able to step in if he's healthy. He's huge upgrade because he's our Pro Bowl left tackle.
Yeah,
all pro. Baby.
So it's going to be a fun This is what we get to watch for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. It's not like, oh God, are we going to make the playoffs? It's how are we going to,
what are we going to do?
This chess game, how are we going to move these pieces around the board? So I'm excited for it.
It is exciting to think. And then, the more rollouts for sure. I would
get him
like
out of the
to
pocket.
see that. Get him out of the pocket. And if you get Rashawn Slater back, then that's going to help him in the pocket. That's going to keep the pocket from crumbling around him. But if he's more productive outside the pocket, logic would dictate get him out of the pocket. So, great question, Humboldt County fan and Z the King 1. Thank you guys for asking it. Moving on now to CD, who asked the question. Do you think Joe is limiting what we do on offense to save it for the playoffs? Or does he just like to keep Herbert in the pocket most of the game for fun? And how was y'all's Christmas? What was something cool you got other than a playoff berth? I don't think it's just for fun.
That's a fun thought. I'm not.
I don't know that it's necessarily fun for Herbert.
Real, but maybe
Yeah.
he's saving the good stuff for when we get to the show.
I mean, that I could see more of that, like whatever special plays that they have, if they've got something in the pocket that they don't want anybody else to see, maybe. But you got to be ready for the playoffs. I mean,
we just threw a flea flicker toss, throwback pass. Like, I don't think he's holding anything back. We need to win games, especially coming into this week. We done playoffs from it wasn't secured. We were not holding anything back. So
I think we've
unfortunately,
seen
if that's what you're holding on to as far as like
this
things
is
are going to
better.
drastically change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the case.
No. And I think we've seen, like, especially in some of these past couple of games, like there's been one very special, like you don't see this all that often type play. We had the flea flicker in this last one. We saw Austin Eckler in a Wildcat not too long ago. And I mean, I think if they work, we're talking about it. If they don't, we're not. And so I think there's a couple times where like there could be some really special plays happening, but for one reason or another, if there's somebody that's not executing in the offense, we're not seeing how special that play could have been.
Right.
And so if we get some of these pieces back, like Rashawn Slater, then maybe there are some special plays that we've got that really can click if we have as healthy of an offensive line and as strong as an offensive line as we could possibly have.
Well, and who knows? Maybe their game plan is to stay on this offense to stay on the field as long as possible to keep this defense fresh. Like maybe that's something.
I'm sure time of possession is part of the strategy,
and not these Cincinnati Bengals touchdowns where it's like 4 plays, 70 yards, and their defense is out on the field the whole time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows what their ultimate game plan is? I hope we score. I just want more touchdowns. That's all I want. I think if we can get 27 a game, just kick it up. Last one, if we can score 27, we're gonna win these games with the way our defense is playing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there you go, CD. Thank you for asking the question.
Presents.
Oh yeah, presents. Sorry. Yes. What'd you all get? Oh yeah, Kyle got us some sweet ass slippers.
And Will Dog got me this really nice, like, collared shirt. Chargers collared shirt.
Collared shirt.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. Can't
Willie
wait to
got me
rep
this
it.
really cool glass.
That's full of alcohol.
Yeah, and my wife got me this really cool sweatshirt.
Nice.
Love it.
Well,
It must be so easy. It must be so easy to shop for us, boys. It's the easiest Christmas shopping ever. You just buy me anything with a lightning bolt on it, and it's just like I love it.
NFLshop.com. Scroll the page, close your eyes, point. You'll be good.
I love it.
You won't miss.
No.
You won't miss.
You can't miss.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, CD. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Big Bud.
Big Bud, certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
Can Super Herb keep holding this offense together even with Lombardi play calls? Do you think Herbert is at fault with these interceptions or more on play calling?
That first interception, as much as it was Keenan Allen drop, he was getting pressured like crazy and threw an absolute missile.
100-mile-an-hour fastball.
300-mile-per-hour rocket.
Yeah.
So I think that everyone's getting mad, want to point fingers. This offensive line plays better. This is a different thing. The routes develop better. We're able to call more stuff, get into a rhythm. Right now, Justin's not being able to get into a rhythm because of the offensive line. So if you have anything you want to be pissed off about, you want to focus on, watch the offensive line. Don't worry about the play calling. Watch how much time he has to execute the play. Start with one and don't worry about step 3. Get step 1 right first.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, that was aggressive. It sounded
aggressive. It's
point.
tough. I mean, there's been so many interceptions that Herbert has had where it's just been like a batted up ball that some other defender comes in and picks it off. And it's like, Herbert didn't throw it to that guy. Herbert didn't intend for that to be intercepted.
There's so many balls that he throws that's millimeters from a pick to being a great pass. Like so many that we see. Like against the Dolphins, he rolls out right, throws all the way back across the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easily interceptable ball if it's not just.
They tell other quarterbacks, don't do that. Don't throw across your body across the field.
We have designed plays for him to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's like it's inevitable with the chances that he takes, but yeah, I don't know. Like, don't get upset with picks if you want to throw the ball down the field. It's just that those go hand in hand. It's like lamb and tuna fish. It just goes together.
But and I totally get that. It's just for this year, the interceptions that Herbert has gotten has not been from him throwing it, a millimeter off into a defender's hand.
It's usually A plus B
it
equals
usually
C.
hits a receiver before it gets into a defender's hand. Yeah. And that's just bad luck. That's just whatever the situation is. It didn't hit him right, or he wasn't ready for it, or threw too hard.
He's
whatever
not
the
throwing
situation.
Tua picks around here, just lobbing them to the opposing players.
There's
That's
no
not
Nick Foles interception.
No, that's not Herbert. He's
none of those.
Come on.
You won't see
Come
that.
on.
Come on now. Come on, guys.
Come on. He's going to carry us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And answer the question. He will carry us.
Yeah.
He'll keep
There you
holding
go.
the offense together.
He will. He's the glue of this offense. Big Bud. So thank you for asking the question. And welcome. Let's move it on
duct
now.
tape Herbert.
Yes. Let's move it on now to Boltville 714. Who asked the question?
Holy thunder, hobbitses! We done it! We done it, precious! The stars aligned and all Middle Earth got to see Herbert end the game in victory formation on primetime to clinch playoffs. Our defense played lights out again, and oh my precious, I thought I witnessed murder when Derwin almost took that dude's head off. I yelled, he killed him! He killed him, precious! In that play where Herbert gets the ball tossed back at him, and he throws that orgasmic throw that would make even Gandalf the Grey fall off his horse. My goodness, precious. So many things to like about how we've played in the last few weeks. Too bad they hoed Keenan from that touchdown. And I'm not gonna lie, precious. I'm not scared. I'm f***ing terrified for the other teams when we get to see what this defense will be like with Big Bear Bosa back going into these next few weeks before playoffs. What are each of you looking forward to the most from this team? And can we please have one more Avengers-like crossover before our first playoff game? How's Fantasy League? And can we please shout out our Central Valley diehard Bull Club VP Ricardo, a.k.a. Latin Lover, a.k.a. Sex Machete, for his birthday. God loves you. Bye, precious. Oh, yeah. And the Raiders and their bitch ass crybaby QB, that other bitchacho. Both the up. Playoffs.
Oh my God, Adam!
If you hated that impression as much as I do,
Stop asking
Bill
for it.
714. Yeah, I don't do a good Smeagol. I don't do a good Gollum.
No, you start off so good, and then you have little moments.
Well,
it's just hard. It's hard to
This
maintain.
thing was so long.
Yeah. There's no break. It's not like it's a
There's
dialogue.
no break.
It's just-
These sentences are 2 lines long.
That was amazing.
That's not Smeagol. That's not Gollum. Gollum didn't go, let me stand on the mountain and deliver a monologue here. That ain't Gollum.
Oh, happy
Gave it
birthday,
all.
Sexy Machete.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Sexy Machete.
We're all happy for you.
Take a drink.
Oh, shit.
God, what was the question? Oh, what are we looking forward to the most?
Joey Bosa. I want to see Joey Bosa.
Yeah. Yeah, Joey Bosa.
Yeah, there was too much magic in that first week of Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack to not be pining for that at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean, Rashawn Slater as well, but Joey Bosa, man.
I'll let you guys go Joey Bosa. I'm going to go Rashawn Slater because that affects Justin immediately. And then Justin starts to look amazing, and then our offense cooks. So if we
Imagine if you don't have that. If you don't have to help Jamari Salyer at all, and your only chips can be to Trey.
Yeah.
I don't know. That will be great, but I want to see Joey Bosa on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited to see him suited up and on the field. It's been so long.
And the one thing that I thought about with this last game, with the way that our defense played, was very reminiscent to how we did in week 1 for the amount of sacks that we got, for the amount of interceptions that we got. We haven't seen a performance like that since week 1, and we did it without Joey Bosa.
Right. We had to
now imagine getting Joey Bosa back. What does that game look like?
Right.
Yeah.
That game is something, I mean, they made it, we talked about it, that it would set a record that hasn't been set in done in 40 seasons. We would have hit all-time record if there was Joey Bosa out there on the field alongside.
Yeah.
So something to look forward to.
And fantasy.
Oh yeah, how are we doing?
We're
fantasy?
in the playoffs. So
playoffs.
The championship final is Guilty as Charged versus Rivers Lake Yacht Club.
Okay.
They're going at it. Third place game is Bolt Beat versus Chargers Unleashed.
Okay.
We are in the 5th place game battling the Bolt Bros. And then
good for us.
7th place is the Director versus Los Rayos. So we finished in 6th. And
5th or 6th.
But what's important here, sidebar, Kyle and I, family
look at
league,
me, Kevin.
don't fucking talk to me. Okay,
Don't
let
even
me
look at
finish
me,
what I'm
dude.
saying.
Yeah.
This week.
Shut up.
This week, I'm owning Kyle. Championship game, family league, Kyle versus me. The gauntlet's down. I'm going to kick your ass.
This is real, guys. I've never won a fantasy football league in my whole life. My stupid sister has won so many times in this family league. It makes me want to vomit.
Makes me sick. And good job beating her.
It's fine. Yeah. It's finally come down to 2 real football fans in this league. I took down, there's some good fantasy footballers in this league.
In the family league, yeah.
Kevin had to take down Aunt Jen, real competition. I had to take down Uncle Tommy.
I just beat my wife hard. We were on vacation.
Whoa. Don't take that audio clip out of context, please.
Fantasy football hard. I beat my wife fantasy football hard. And we were on vacation.
So hard that she changed her fantasy football name halfway through the game.
Yeah. Kevin gave me that big L. Is what she changed it to.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I did.
Yeah, it's
going
going
I was
down.
proud of it. Yeah.
There will be tweets. If I beat Kevin, it's going to be a glorious, glorious day. We
need to come out.
No matter what happens, we will not hear the end of it from either one of you. Whoever wins is going to rub it so hard in the other one's face.
Losers got to do something. We'll come up with something. We'll let you know on Thursday or Friday.
It's going to be good. Who cares about the Charger Chat League? Our family league is going down.
We're going to win 5th place in our league, and one of us is going to be
champion.
Yeah. I'm not as disappointed that we didn't make it in the Charger Chat League. I'm more disappointed that the Brisket Broads didn't
they didn't win a game.
They had a bold strategy. Yeah.
And
very
Cotton,
bold strategy.
it didn't pay off.
Didn't
But
work out.
there's always next year.
Switch it up next year. Maybe draft some guys with different first letters to their name.
Hey. So crazy it just might work.
Just didn't this year.
Nope.
Just didn't this year. So I think that was everything there. Oh, and an Avenger-like crossover.
It's hard enough to get the three of us at the same time right now.
Kidding.
I know we will do one, but it with us, it's kind of like who's going to coordinate it. So
who wants to do it?
We're not always in constant communication because we're doing our own thing. But somebody take the ball and run with it.
Sure.
We'll talk. We'll figure it out. I know the director and all those guys are crazy busy, so I don't know. It will happen again. I promise.
Yeah, it'll happen again.
Off-season
probably off-season. I don't know that
or
we
maybe
can
like
get it in before the playoffs.
Maybe a playoff week 1.
Deep
maybe?
playoff run. Something might be
Super
cool.
Bowl.
Yeah, but we'll still be here. We'll be here.
We ain't going anywhere, baby.
Ain't no going nowhere.
Boltville714, thank you. You son of a bitch for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Mr. Pekar, who asked the question.
Oh, Herbert Claus freaking delivered. Dicker, the three-legged kicker, filled his third stocking with a sledgehammer and pounded in his 4 kicks. Hoo-ha. Pro Bowl snub Eckler killed it with a couple of TDs. Only dark spot was Derwin's back-to-back 15-yard penalties. I hope he didn't knock himself out of next week's game too. Hoo-ha. Okay, my question. If the playoffs started tomorrow, rank the fields that we do not want to play at. Bolt the f*** up. Brisket Broads are my heroes, and y'all are freaking awesome. Can't love you, bye. Hoo-ha.
You're freaking awesome.
No, you're awesome.
I'll just say right off the bat, number one stadium I don't want to play at this time of year is Buffalo. No way. It is the furthest. It is Canada. No one wants to play in Canada. That is basically Canada. So I'll say Canada. Then I'll say Cincinnati because they're right on the water and we were associated with a game that sucked.
Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again.
Not ideal. And then give me Kansas City all day long. I don't
give me
shit. I don't give a shit. I live here. It's cold
you
as
live
shit.
There.
I don't care.
You live in it.
Yeah, it's been weird here in Missouri, and I'm sure it's been weird other places in the country, but we had nights of like minus 15 degrees, and with the wind chill, it's minus 30.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it felt that way in Kansas City. We saw, what was it, the Steelers, or it was Kansas City and Seattle Seahawks. We saw guys trying to be big men and like warming up on the field without their shirts on, and didn't pan out for them all that well. But
it probably cramped a lot.
It might have cramped a bit here and there,
Hypothermia.
but
it's just cold.
Hypothermia might have set into play.
Number one is the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills, with the amount of snow that Buffalo gets, that's the pain in the ass part of it all.
If you can get a sunny cold day, that'd be better than like a shitty cold day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be luck of the draw. Ideally, we could go somewhere nice like Jacksonville.
Go Jacksonville,
That'd be
and then
warm.
Miami.
Yeah.
Jacksonville or Tennessee,
and then
that should be all right.
And then host the AFC Championship.
Let's go.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, we want to stay above 55 degrees.
Yeah, we beat Jacksonville in the opening round. Then we beat Miami
at home.
And then we host Baltimore. That's
Perfect.
what I'd love. Yeah. That's what I'd like.
Deal. Fair enough.
All right.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not going to dive into that. That's good. I like that.
Mr. Pekar, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Logan Roy Kent.
Oi.
Who asked the question. If the playoffs ended today, how do you think the matchups would go for all 4 rounds, including the Super Bowl? If you're not into putting prediction jinxes on your own team, just do the NFC.
I don't care about the NFC until we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just throw the Eagles in there because they're the best team in the NFC.
Sure.
Yeah.
If
Wouldn't
you have
mind the 49ers, though. That would be fun to have a 49ers
rematch on that.
Chargers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I still would rather
Purdy,
not.
It's going to be tough for
Purdy
Purdy to be that good throughout the whole playoffs.
They're just a good freaking defense. It'd be great to let somebody else deal with them. Honestly, if you wanted the cleanest path.
I feel it.
Dude, let's just go with the field the way it is right now. You have Baltimore versus Jacksonville. Who's getting that win? I think Jacksonville can beat Baltimore.
They're
right
a little
now,
hot right now. Yeah.
If Lamar's not back yet, Jacksonville could could have a game.
But that could
Right,
be let's say Jacksonville for fun.
You have the 4 moving on, and then us for Cincinnati. Obviously, we'll win that game. Then you have Miami, Kansas City. Kansas City should win that game. So you have us versus Kansas City, Jacksonville versus Buffalo.
Buffalo, us, AFC Championship in Buffalo. It's gonna be fucking cold.
But we're gonna win it, and we're going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Wouldn't we play Buffalo for the 6th seed?
Hey, hee-haw, Buffalo. We would. You're right. We would jump up to Buffalo.
See, I'm not looking at them.
Hey, Buffalo.
So bizarre. That just popped out because my son, Franklin, my second born, he'll ride his scooter around. He just goes, hee-haw, Buffalo.
What?
He just... Kevin, I can't explain it. Kids do the weird things. He'll just ride around, no shirt on, around the cul-de-sac screaming, hee-ho, Buffalo. And so now that's become a saying here in the Duggan household.
Oh my God.
Whenever he's being crazy, hee-ho, Buffalo.
And it just slipped out.
Yeah, if that
awesome.
happens, you're right. We would be at Buffalo in the divisional round.
Okay, so it would be us versus Buffalo, and then Kansas City versus Jacksonville.
And then we play in Kansas City for the AFC
And then we play in
For the
Kansas
AFC
City.
Championship.
None of these
Easy.
play out to where we could have a home game. I want a home game. So,
Dude, in order for us to get a home game, you have to have 2 upsets.
that'd be cool.
That's the only way.
That'd be cool.
I could see it.
You would have to, because you would have to have the 1 seed playing like the 6 seed right now, or the 7 seed, and then we would host the 5 seed. That's the only way it could work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's possible.
Hey,
but the likelihood of
possible.
us hosting a game is not great.
Let's find out where these things are on the internet. What needs to happen in order for that to happen? Because what happened the last 2 weeks? Crazy
happened.
shit. You know what I mean?
Everything happened the way that we needed it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All
There
right.
you go, Logan Roy Kent. Playoff predictions in the books.
There we go.
Thank you for
We're
asking
winning
the
the whole
question.
thing.
Win it all, baby.
Sure, that's what you thought we would say. So
All right, let's move it on now to Dirty Ferdy. And shout out to Big Daddy Ruiz and Landon Sumner.
Certified
I'm
fresh.
going with Dirty Ferdy, who asked the question.
That was amazing to watch us handle business. Offense still not as explosive as we all want. But hey, they got it done with breathing room. So that's big improvement. And holy shit, that hit from DJ. I was like, did he just kill him? Yep, he's dead. Chargers getting an attempted manslaughter case. Assault with a deadly Darwin. That was so brutal. Defense is on fire, and I'm convinced once Bosa's back, it's lights out for the playoffs. Which leads to my question. 2 questions. 1. Since we clinched playoffs, should we just wait to bring Bosa and Rashawn back and limit any star players to reduce injury risk? I think it's not likely with the competitive spirit and fighting for a better seed, but with DJ and concussion protocol, it's a worry with how our season has gone. What do you guys think? Number 2. What seed would you rather have to determine which teams we play first? Give me the best scenario for the matchups to give us the best road to the Super Bowl. Playoffs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Playoffs. Can't love you. Bye. Oh, P.S. Love your Patreon content. Keep up the great work. Don't know why I waited so long to subscribe. To whomever, if you haven't subscribed yet, hurry up. You guys are missing out.
Are you okay, Adam?
sorry, Adam. We like it.
I just,
That was awesome.
I don't know what I did.
Did you black out? He blacked out.
I don't know. What are we talking about? What was the question?
What's going on?
There were 2.
Jesus.
Oh, and Dirty Ferdy, you sneaky Dirty Ferdy.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't even realize that I already asked one of your questions. You double dipping, some to bitch. Giving you, I give you Pee Wee Herman, and you double dip. You double dip. All right.
I love it.
All right. So, should we wait to bring Bosa and Rashawn back and limit our star players to reduce injury risk?
You can't think like that. If you think like that, it's just set up for bad. I think they need to come back and they need to get some reps, dude. They can't just like walk into the playoffs.
They're ready.
Yeah, as soon as they're ready.
As soon as they're ready, just bring them back.
But like Kyle said earlier, like if there's any hint of these guys getting hurt, pull them. if there's something that's flaring up, get them out.
Just
That's
don't bring
fine.
them in yet. Yeah. If they're 100% ready to rock and roll and you're just sitting them because the playoffs the week away, they need some reps. Get them in there.
Yeah.
You get them to have a limited role, but get them in the game here somehow.
Yeah. And then what seed would you rather have to determine which team we play first?
Just give me the highest seed that you get.
5.
You can.
Yeah, give me a 5. 5 is the goal. We need to have the Ravens suck it up the next 2 games, and we need to win both. That's what we need.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'd love a game in Jacksonville. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Payback.
All right. Dirty Ferdy, Big Daddy Ruiz, and Landon Sumner. Thank you guys for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with Pink, a unicorn.
Yay!
Who asked the question?
Last year, we were witnesses to the emergence of Staley's big, beautiful balls as he defied convention and went for it on what seemed like every 4th down. Finally, after years of waiting, we were treated to the glorious sight of Staley's big playoff D. The D that can penetrate any offensive line and smother any QB that stands before it. Staley's D is so magnificent that it will strike fear and envy into the entire league. Once Bosa comes back, Staley's D will be fully engorged, ready to strangle the life out of whichever offense is unlucky enough to come across it. This team has filled me with emotions I haven't felt in, what has it been, 4 years? It's been so long. I am having a hard time recognizing what I'm experiencing. Is it fear, joy, arousal? No, it's playoff, bitches. Oh, I got so excited, I nearly forgot to ask a question. While Staley has been waving enormous D all over the field, our offense has been lacking the same vigor and enthusiasm. Many are quick to blame Lombardi as the one and only problem. I believe it is a combination of O-line play, Lombardi not wanting to get Justin hurt, and the absence of Guyton as our only deep threat. Hopefully, once Slater returns, our line will play better, and that will make the coaching staff more comfortable with Herbert's safety. The one thing remaining is finding a deep threat. Most of the media has been concerned with OBJ's landing spots this year, but there is someone else we should at least bring in for a workout? Tyron Johnson? The plus side is he already has chemistry with Herbert. It would be a much cheaper option than OBJ. Thoughts? As always, the Raiders and their disgusting couch on which they will be watching the postseason. I love you. Bye.
Sexy German.
Oh.
Sexy.
All right. Well,
yeah.
And it is an interesting thought. They have been talking about OBJ and obviously a wide receiver. Is OBJ, I'm not familiar enough with OBJ. Is he a deep threat guy? Is he a run down the field?
He has been
balls.
He has been in the past, but he's coming off of a torn ACL. I don't know if you can
count on the explosiveness of OBJ.
Probably better like rushing Guyton back than doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. The Tyron Johnson, I like the logic is there, right? He has the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason we cut him. The reason he was let go and
cut by the Raiders too.
And just kind of floated. I don't see that as a viable option. I think what we have is what we got, and that's what we're running with. And they seem to love each other, like running out of the tunnel together, just Palmer, Williams, and
we're the
Keenan
three
Allen all
best
together.
friends that anyone could have.
Yeah. I think that's what we got.
Yeah. I do remember reading a tweet that the Chargers were working out a Canadian football player that had a pretty good, 40 speed or, a time or whatever. So they are they're not unopposed to bringing somebody else in. They have worked guys out. And if they feel like there is something that could really change this offense, I don't think there's a deadline, right? Like they can just, as long as they're a free agent, they can bring in whoever. So
no trades.
It'll be interesting to see if that ends up being the case. If there's somebody that we bring in between now and playoffs, but
playoffs.
Yeah, OBJ probably not. Tyron Johnson, again, like they said, we understand the reasoning. Like, yeah, they have some chemistry. And if he was like sitting with another team since being cut by us and now is a free agent, you maybe could make that argument. But I think he's been with a couple teams now and he's just not holding on to a wide receiver spot anywhere. So probably not.
Maybe though. Maybe it's a good call and we go pick
I mean,
him
if
up
it
and he
happens, I'd be like, whoa,
blows
hey,
up.
check
Cool.
out.
Yeah.
Cool. But
Yeah.
if we were betting people, we'd say probably not. But you're thinking Pink Unicorn, and we like that here. So
I like
thank
it.
you.
Outside the box.
Yeah. Thank you for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions and Ask Bolt Fam, this playoff winning Ask Bolt Fam. We really do appreciate it here. Some great questions this week. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
Just gonna keep marinating, I guess. Gonna
We're in the
enjoy
playoffs,
this.
boys.
Yeah,
We're in the playoffs.
Gonna enjoy these slippers and just kind of hope the Ravens
Shuffle
lose,
around the house,
shuffle around a little bit, and just kind of hang out and wait for my team to play on Sunday.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Then, folks, don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Kill love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's dinner time. Come to the Lucky Egg Jamaican Buffet where we have a little bit of everything for the whole family. Relax and enjoy our cozy atmosphere as you choose what you want to eat from our huge selection. Like your food smoking hot? Try our jerk chicken straight from the barbecue. In a rush? We offer takeout. Visit the Lucky Egg Jamaican Buffet today.